Hello and welcome to this video. In this video we're going to be covering that if you are a reseller, I think I found the perfect software for you to make sure that you can stay compliant and you can get everything submitted to HMRC on time and more importantly accurately. So without further ado, let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into this video and figure out why I think sole trader QuickBooks is the perfect solution for someone doing reselling for the very first time. Let's have a look. Hello, my name is Aaron Patrick. I am a chartered accountant, a certified UK trainer with a fancy new logo, that QuickBooks chap on the internet, head of accounts here at Bookkeeping, and also your friendly podcaster who goes live each and every Monday morning for Ask the Accountant. Now in today's video it's going to be very straightforward. We are going to be talking about how I think this piece of software, QuickBooks Sole Trader, is going to be hands down the easiest way for you to stay compliant with HMRC. Now what do I mean by staying compliant? Well, if you're a reseller and you're going on eBay or Amazon or anything like that, then you need to be making sure that if your sales is over £1,000, that's sales, not profit, sales is over £1,000 in a given tax year, so from the 6th of April to the 5th of April, then you are required to complete a self-assessment tax return. Now the self-assessment tax return isn't too scary. If you have other income, like say you've got a full-time job for example, or even a part-time job, then you need to include that income as well. The only time it can get a little bit more complicated is when you have to include your reselling income. And your reselling income is going to be all that you've sold in a year, less all the expenses, giving you a profit. And if you can use software, then you can make that super easy for yourself. Also, software is going to be mandated soon under a solution called Making Tax Digital ITSA. And all you need to know what MTD ITSA means for you is that it's going to mandate the use of software. So using software now is going to mean that you're already compliant. Now, why do I choose this piece of software? Well, first of all, it's by far the easiest one to use. And I think if you follow this guide, you're going to be able to make sure that you have everything you need. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get straight into it. Now, the first thing it's going to want you to do is put your name in and your business name in. Then you're going to choose an industry. Pick what industry you're in. Say if it's the main income or not. And what kind of business you have. Sole trader. Now this software is designed for sole traders only. If you've got a limited company or if you're VAT registered, then you're not going to be able to use this particular software. But don't worry, I've already got guides on how to use the other one if needed. The first thing it's going to say is get your bank account connected, and this is essential for how to do it. I'd also recommend making sure you have a separate bank account going forward. It doesn't necessarily need to be a business account, but a separate bank account will make your life so much easier. For this case though, link your accounts to catch every expense. Now you can say let's go, and it'll go through the whole banking experience for you, but I think it's easier just using your mobile phone. Now the mobile app's dead straightforward. Just download it, get yourself signed in. Once you've signed in, you get to then put the same credentials you would use to sign in online, and as soon as it starts loading the company for you, starts loading the data, you're going to have exactly the same data that you're going to have that we're going to look through today. What I find it's so more powerful though is adding a bank account. So if I use the transaction button on the bottom and I go to connect account, from there you get to find what bank account you're using. For me it's Revolut. Choose the type of bank account. Mobile phone's even going to start prompting filling information in for me. And my favourite bit is it takes it to that bank account where all I need to do is authenticate directly in the app itself, and it does all the connection for you. This is so much quicker than having to go through, put your correct credentials in and all that sort of stuff. Absolutely love doing it this way. And then you'll see that basically I get to choose which bank account I want to connect, authorize that, and if like that, I've now connected my bank account. Remember to keep that separate bank account that's just for you reselling, and I've connected it directly to my QuickBooks, meaning most of that information already flown through, right? That's an easy way of connecting the bank account, works really, really well. But if you need to look and bring in historical data, just use the upload functionality. So all I've done is I've gone to my bank, downloaded this CSV range from here, press continue, say what bank account it relates to, press continue, and just make sure I'm filling in things like the date format. Everything else should be fine. Do a little sense check, make sure that the amounts and everything's there. You can tick all of the figures up here, but just make sure that the right figures are coming through, right? Like, are these going through? Here's money coming in from Amazon, that's a positive, and the rest looks like expenses. So looks like that's fine. Press continue, press yes. That data's going to go in. Now, what's clever about the world of QuickBooks Sole Trader is that we don't actually have to analyze anything. It's going to use AI, it's going to use machine learning, it's going to use all of those fancy terms, meaning it's going to bring this in for us, and all we've got to do is make sure it's allocated it correctly. So it seems like it's going to be so much easier for us going forward. Okay, so now all the transactions have come in, and you'll notice straight away it's done a filter for me last 12 months, but I can get rid of that filter. But I can see the transactions as they come through. There's really key elements to it here. Left hand side is your date, middle bit is going to be how much you actually added, and then you've got the amount column just here, and if it's personal business, personal being, well, personal items that you're basically going to ignore for your tax return, and it'll automatically put a category personal. Business though, remember, QuickBooks is automatically going to bring things in for you, so you just need to be there a little bit careful. I don't like the fact that it's put it through as meals and entertainment, so I'm actually going to go and change all of them. I'm going to put it to another business expense, and it will move all of them. Now you can do them individually as well. So to do them individually, it really is as simple as find a transaction that you wanted to change. If you're not happy with it, you can then go in and change it. So for example here, eBay. Well, that's definitely not personal income. That is my business income. So I need to be making sure that I put that in as business income. And you'll notice there, it's changed it from business to personal through there. And all I need to do is just go through this list, make sure I'm happy with them, make sure that it's kind of put the right transactions in for me and all that sort of stuff. And I can go through from there. Now there's two key areas we need to keep on top of. First one is the income, which we'll deal with that in a moment. And the second one is the expenses. So from an expense point of view, if you've paid for it via your bank account, then you should be in a really good position to get this transaction in. So, for example, as long as I've got an expense here, look, my M6 toll, it's going to get travel expenses. In that case, I'm pretty happy that that's okay. But that's because it's come from my bank. If it hasn't come from my bank, though, how do I get that in? Well, the easiest way by far is to reimburse yourself for any expenses you've incurred. For example, let's say I've just gone to the booty and I've bought myself all of this wonderful new stock that I want to sell. Well, what I've done there is I've put the location, the today's date, and the amount directly in this one photo. And I'm going to use this as my proof to reimburse myself. So I'm going to, whatever the total is, I'm going to go into my bank. I'm going to move that money from the business bank account to my personal account. And then what will happen is this will then appear on here and I can put that against purchases, makes it nice and easy. By far the cleanest way to get stock paid for is by creating a transaction in the bank account so that when it hits QuickBooks, you can then tell QuickBooks what you want it to be going forward. It just makes it so much more cleaner. And then when it does come through here, I would take it a step further. I'd find that transaction, use a little pencil button over here. I can even drag and drop and put the transaction in there. I can even put some notes on there as well, so that I can go through. And in some circumstances, you might even need to use the split functionality, because you may have bought something that maybe some of the items are purchases, but then the other ones might be like post and stationery, for example. And using that split functionality, you can change it from there as well. So making the expenses side of things is super, super easier. Just make sure that the transaction's in your bank account to begin with, and that's really easy. Also do that for mileage as well. If you're going to go and be claiming mileage, which is a great feature, and on the app as well you can set it to record the mileage for you. Just make sure at the end of the month, tell total of how much you're due and pay yourself that and go through from there. If you can keep those transactions going through the bank account, you're going to make your life so much easier in keeping on top of it. Now for the difficult bit, the income side. Now on mine, I'm going to go to eBay, go to my selling hub, and if I type in the word eBay into here and just make sure that they're all going to business income. Remember that this here is only telling me half the story, because the money that's come into here is only representing the money that actually has hit my bank account, not my actual true sales. Because as eBay is eBay, it's actually going to have already taken out fees and everything else on top of it. So what I need to do is go into my selling area, go to my payout section. You can even do the financial overview for the last year, and you'll see here that it's telling me the total orders I've had in that particular period, which I can download a PDF, and my total expenses. And at the moment, my payouts is going to be represented to this figure. That's the figure I expect to see coming through my bank account. So what I can do is I can use this financial overview here to be able to make sure that I put my fees and shipping labels and charges and everything out in there. Now, to do that, dead straightforward. All I'm going to do is first of all make sure everything from eBay has been put to business income. And then I'm going to create a new transaction. The first part is going to be eBay itself. And I'm going to go and update it for this £236.97. That's going to be business income. And I'm going to press save. Now the date's really important there. We needed to make sure it's within that tax period, or the period that's going to go from there. I'm then going to put another expense in. This time it's going to be eBay as well. But this time, this is an expense. So I'm going to put the same amount in, but I'm going to go and put it against charges. Now, if you've got an accountant connected, they can actually add you some new categories here, which include the charges itself. But for now, I'm just going to put it against other business expense and press save. And what you'll see is that now my total income that's actually been generated here is now higher because I've been able to uplift the income while putting the expense in there. This process is what we call grossing up the income. And to make it even cleaner, I would actually recommend going in and adding that financial summary directly to the income, and again to the expense as well. And what that means then is those transactions have now been put in there. Now, once you've reviewed everything and you're happy that all those transactions have gone in there, from the taxes area, you can jump into income tax. And from income tax, you can view what it believes your estimated tax position is going to be. It's also going to break down for you all of the boxes to help you complete your personal tax return going forward. And the beauty of this is it's also going to be all set directly within the app as well. So you can have everything we've just spoke about directly on your app also. The app also gives you the opportunity to be able to take photos as well. So directly from the app itself, I actually have the opportunity to go in, use this snap receipt function. And I can take photos of receipts while I'm out and about, which, especially things like the charity shops and stuff like that, can be an absolute lifesaver. Those receipts are going to be straight into your receipts area, and it will give you a chance to link it to transactions in your bank. So again, it's super important that you get everything flowing through that bank so that it can work as needed going forward. As you can see here, the transactions appeared. So there we have it. There is a software that I think for resellers is going to change the game. You've also got the opportunity to go in and look at reports as well, so you can see how much income you're making and expenses you've incurred. And remember, it's using AI technology, so it's automatically adding these transactions in and showing my full business income against all of the expenses that are there. And if I'm not happy with that, or I feel like there's something maybe a little bit wrong, remember, it's my job just to go through making sure these have been allocated correctly. In this case, they haven't. So I'm going to put them, and I'd do the same with Amazon, right? I would bring that up, show my total expense, total income, and it shows everything all split up nicely for me so that I can look at putting that into my tax return. Now, I would always review this before submitting, going through. It's your responsibility to go through and say that those categories have been allocated correctly. But as you can see, it's a nice, clean, easy way for me to go and do that. But what do you think? Is that something you would use? I absolutely love this software, and I think it's the best software for the reseller to first start out. Don't have to go posting transactions, it's all done automatically for you, and I think it will learn over time and help you be able to put that information in. But let me know in the comments below, do you think it'll work for you? Remember, this is for only sole traders and only sole traders who aren't VAT registered. It's definitely not for all of them. And also, what it is missing massively is that ability to link eBay itself. If you look at some of the other videos I've done on the full version of QuickBooks, you'll see that that has the functionality to add eBay in. So that whole grossing up element that I did, you won't need to do, and you'll be able to completely not have to do that bit, and that bit can be done for you by connecting eBay directly in. So it's a much nicer way of doing it. But there it is. There is our look at QuickBooks Sole Trader and why I think it's absolutely perfect for those resellers starting out. Let me know in the comments below what you think to it, and make sure you like and subscribe and all that sort of stuff, as you're already in the right place for all those updates and all of those features that are coming to QuickBooks Online. My name's Patrick, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.